Is waiting for the 2026 Dacia Duster a smart move? Or a costly mistake? Let's find out why it might not be worth the wait. We all love a bit of anticipation, you know, the thrill of something new around the corner. But, and this is a rather crucial but, sometimes that shiny new car smell isn't worth the potential headaches that come with it. Especially when the perfectly sensible current model is sitting right there in the showroom, ready to be driven away. So buckle up, because today we're diving deep into whether holding out for the 2026 Dacia Duster is truly worth it, or if you'd be better off with the 2025 model. Now you might be thinking, why on earth wouldn't I just wait for the 2026 model? After all, with so many car makers rolling out new generations every few years, it seems logical to hold off for the next big thing, right? Maybe you're picturing a totally new look, cutting-edge tech, or a dramatic leap in performance. And honestly, that's a fair question. It's natural to want the latest and greatest, especially when you're making a big purchase like a car. Everyone wants to feel like they're getting the most up-to-date model, with all the bells and whistles. But here's the thing. Right now, Dacia hasn't breathed a word, not even a whisper, about any significant changes to the Duster for 2026. There's been no official announcement, no leaks, not even a cryptic teaser from the company. We're talking about a complete overhaul here, a radical redesign, the kind of transformation that makes you want to trade in your old car the moment you see it, but so far there's just silence on that front. Could they surprise us? Sure, anything's possible in the car world. Automakers do love to keep their cards close to their chest. But is it likely? Well, let's just say I wouldn't hold my breath or start saving for a game-changing new Duster just yet. Car makers these days love a good teaser campaign. If Dacia were planning something truly groundbreaking, you'd be seeing hints everywhere. Spy shots, cryptic social media posts, maybe even a shadowy silhouette at an auto show. But so far nothing. So, unless you're genuinely excited about a slightly different shade of beige or a new hubcap design, the 2026 Duster probably won't be the revolutionary leap you're hoping for. For now, it looks like the current model is as good as it gets. Let's talk about something we all understand: money. Whether you're saving up for your next big purchase or just trying to make ends meet, the value of every euro counts, especially when it comes to buying a car. Specifically, let's discuss the creeping menace that is inflation. It's that invisible force that quietly chips away at your purchasing power, making everything from groceries to cars just a little bit more expensive every year. See, even if the 2026 Duster only gets minor tweaks, maybe a new headlight design or a slightly updated grille, you can bet your bottom dollar, quite literally, that it'll come with a higher price tag. Automakers rarely miss a chance to nudge prices upward, even for the smallest changes. It's the way of the world, sadly. A bit of updated trim here, a new bit of plastic there, and suddenly, you're paying a premium. Sometimes it feels like you're shelling out more for features you might not even notice or use. Now, I'm not saying the Duster isn't good value, it is, remarkably so. For what you get, it's still one of the best deals out there. But is it really worth paying a significant markup for what essentially amounts to a light refresh and a few cosmetic changes? That's the question you need to ask yourself, because that extra cash might be better spent elsewhere, on things that actually improve your daily life or bring you more joy. On, say, a nice holiday with your family or friends, making memories instead of just making payments, or maybe even a lifetime supply of fuel for your perfectly good 2025 Duster. Sometimes, sticking with what you have is the smartest financial move you can make. Supply chains, the bane of the modern world. It seems like everything is delayed these days, and the car industry is about as caught up in it as a fly in a spider web. Chip shortages, factory hiccups, you name it, they've had it. Now, this is just speculation, but I wouldn't be surprised if those 2026 Dusters took their sweet time arriving. Months, possibly even a year after the supposed launch date. Meanwhile, you could be out there enjoying the open road in a 2025 model. No waiting, no wondering, just good, honest motoring. Because let's be frank, life is simply too short to be stuck on a waiting list, especially for a car that might not even be that different. Now, I'm not an engineer, but I know a thing or two about engines, and from what I've heard whispered through the grapevine, the 2026 Duster is likely to stick with the same 1.0 and 1.3-liter engines as the current model. Now, these are perfectly serviceable engines, don't get me wrong. They're not going to set your hair on fire, but they get the job done. But if you're hoping for a power boost, a hybrid option, or even something a bit more exciting, well, you're likely to be disappointed. The 2025 model, on the other hand, that's a known quantity. You know what you're getting, and sometimes that's exactly what you need. Let's give some love to the current champion, shall we? The 2025 Duster. It's not flashy, it's not trying to be something it's not. It's a solid, dependable, and dare I say, rather handsome SUV. Dacia really upped their game with this one. The interior is more comfortable, the tech is decent, and it still retains that rugged charm that we've come to expect from a Duster. Plus, it's incredibly practical. You can fit a surprising amount in the back, which is more than can be said for some of those lifestyle SUVs that seem to prioritize style over substance. Depreciation. It's the silent killer of a car's value, lurking in the shadows, waiting to pounce on your hard-earned cash. But here's the thing. Dacia Dusters. They hold their value surprisingly well. They're built to last, you see. None of that flimsy plastic nonsense. So, if you do decide to buy the 2025 model, you can rest assured that it's not going to turn into a pumpkin the moment you drive it off the lot. In fact, you might even be surprised by how much you can get for it when it's time to trade up. And that, my friends, is a very good thing. Now, I'm as fond of a good gadget as the next person, but I also appreciate simplicity. And let's be honest, Dacia isn't exactly known for its cutting-edge technology. They're more about honest engineering and practicality. So while the 2026 Duster might get a slightly larger infotainment screen or a few more USB ports, I wouldn't expect anything revolutionary. Don't get your hopes up for self-driving capabilities or holographic displays. If you're after a tech-laden spaceship on wheels, you're better off looking elsewhere. But if you just want a reliable car that gets you from A to B without any fuss, well, the 2025 Duster has already got you covered. There's an old saying in the car world, never buy a first-year model. It's a bit of wisdom that's been passed down from seasoned car enthusiasts to cautious first-time buyers for decades. And, like most old sayings, it's based on a certain amount of truth. Automakers, no matter how experienced, can't always predict how a brand new design will fare once it's out in the real world. See, first-year cars, they're kinda like the first pancake you make in the morning, often a bit rough around the edges. The recipe might be perfect, but the execution, well, it takes a little practice to get it just right. There's a higher chance of encountering those pesky little gremlins, those niggling little faults that can drive you absolutely bonkers. Sometimes it's a software glitch, other times it's a mysterious noise that no one can quite pin down. A rattle here, a squeak there, maybe even a dashboard light that flickers like a disco ball. These little annoyances can add up, making the ownership experience less than ideal. The 2025 Duster, however, has had those kinks ironed out. After extensive testing and feedback, Dacia has worked hard to address the issues that cropped up in earlier models. It's really been through the ringer, so to speak, and come out the other side all the better for it. The result? A car that's more reliable, more refined, and ready for whatever you throw at it. So unless you enjoy playing guinea pig with your new car, I'd say stick with the tried and true. Let someone else iron out the wrinkles and enjoy the peace of mind that comes with a model that's already proven itself on the road. Remember what I said about supply chains? Well, there's another factor to consider: demand. The Dacia Duster is a popular beast, and honestly, for good reason. It offers a lot of car for your money. So when that 2026 model does eventually arrive, you can bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be a bit of a scrum to get hold of one. Long waiting lists, inflated dealer markups, the whole 9 yards. The 2025 model though, that's right there, ripe for the taking. No need to join the queue, no need to haggle, just pure, unadulterated driving pleasure. You know what's more convincing than any car review? Hearing it straight from the horse's mouth, or, in this case, from the driver's seat. And the feedback on the 2025 Duster has been overwhelmingly positive. People love its comfort, its reliability, and of course its fuel economy. In these uncertain times, a car that sips fuel like a camel in the desert is a very attractive proposition indeed. It's a car that just works, without any fuss or drama. And sometimes, that's exactly what you need in life. So there you have it. The 2026 Dacia Duster might hold some promise, but it also comes with a fair share of uncertainty. The 2025 model, on the other hand, is a known quantity, a reliable, practical, and surprisingly good-looking SUV that won't break the bank. So, what's your move, wait or buy now? Would you wait for the 2026 or get the 2025 Duster now? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and follow the rest of the videos on Supercar.